What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another All Things Liverpool podcast. Um, the final one for the game week and the final review of what has been an unbelievable season. You know, even after the result yesterday and what it meant, and what it did for our season. But it's still been incredible. It's still been such a high. So many unbelievable occasions. So many unbelievable results. And to have played every single game this season, we were bound to, have some struggles along the way, but in the main, it's been unbelievable. And sadly, yesterday, of course, it did end in a fairy tale situation. You know, we couldn't bring home Biggers for the seventh time. And Real Madrid. I mean, they're the kings, aren't they? They're just the kings of this competition. No matter what, no matter how you even explain it, they just get their hands on the trophy, even though they probably don't deserve it. So well on to them. Yeah, they can go celebrate now. What has been a great season, and well on to Carlo Ancelotti. Unbelievable manager. One of the best of all time, and just simply the greatest. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. And about the Champions League final. And I think we should really be starting at the point of not the things that happened inside the stadium, not the things that even happened on the pitch, but what happened outside the ground. Because it was to sum it up in one word, it was disgraceful. That's the best word you can probably use to describe the situation that happened outside the Stade de France in Paris. Terrible organization from UEFA, really poorly organized, and then the audacity to blame the fans that they turned up late. It's just, I mean, it's really disheartening. It's disheartening to know that you've got these authorities in place where they are meant to govern your game, where they are meant to, give us and provide us the best experience, because that's what we love as football fans. We want to enjoy our experience. We want to enjoy our time, especially with European games and in Champions League fixtures. We want to go to a foreign country. We want to experience, everything that's so great about the city and what it has to offer. We want to, sit in a new ground and, experience the whole thing. But for the Liverpool fans who went there, for the Real Madrid fans who I've not heard as much of, but I did see a few things that they had troubles getting into the ground last night. It's just a real shame that it kind of put a damper on things. When I started hearing the news, I was wondering why the kickoff was delayed, and I was watching on BT Sport, and the official announcement. I mean, well, they say in the official announcement, but it's complete bullshit. That late fans were the reason why the game could not kick off at 8 p.m. But from all the journalists that I've seen on Twitter last night, whether it was Melissa Reddy, James Pearce, Ian Doyle, all of them, they all said fans were there for several hours, queuing for several hours. They got, football fans in general, they always queue up early because they want to get into the ground early. They want to create a special atmosphere, and they want to, they want to support their team, and they want to, cheer them on when the players start coming out and start warming up. So for that, for them to be waiting outside for so many hours, and then the ticketing situation, I don't know how many barriers were open. I don't know how many fans were able to get in at the time. Clearly, not many were open, or none at all. In fact, maybe like one or two. So that caused a lot of delays, and then fake tickets, which is it's always going to happen. It happens pretty much everywhere you go. There'll always be people there who selling fake tickets. Obviously they look very authentic and they look like realistic, but they are fake at the end of the day. And then they and then those fans got in with fake tickets, which is a disgrace to them as well. They should be ashamed of themselves too. And then the fans who purchased spent good money on those official tickets from club sources, club channels, from UEFA, etc., then not to be allowed in. And then to cap it all off, the French police, I mean, they should hang their heads in shame. It's, from what I heard, again, it's nothing that's new, which is the worst thing, especially on English fans when they travel to European games. I remember in I think it was in Kiev in 2018, Liverpool had troubles then, and and just in general, like I think there was like some trouble when they went to Sevilla a few years ago in the group stages of the Champions League. And I think Chelsea fans have had trouble in the past. Man City fans probably have had trouble. So it's just a real disappointment for a country that's so big with football. France. They live, breathe, and eat football, just like English supporters. And they only held the Euros a few years ago, so they clearly can handle these big situations. But they organized it really poorly, and then the use of tear gas, pepper spray on supporters was it was a disgrace, as simple as that. And then reading on it today, children being sprayed in the face and being inhaling tear gas. I mean, it's just horrible. So a real shame, a real dampener. It really did spoil the mood and what should have been a wonderful occasion. The Champions League final is the best thing in the world. It's the best aside from the World Cup, maybe Euros final. It's nothing more unique than the Champions League final. So a real shame that it was marred by the scenes that happened outside the ground. Hopefully no one got seriously hurt and nothing more fatal happened. But a real shame, and hopefully there will be a resolution real soon. I think Liverpool have demanded an investigation to UEFA to see what went wrong and why it went wrong and all of that. So hopefully we'll get a response soon from that. But moving on to the things that we do want to talk about, the actual match. I mean, it was really emotional. I think it's the best way to describe it. To have that kind of performance and to play that well, because I genuinely thought that I've seen the highlights again today just to refresh myself and see how we went in the game. I thought we were exceptional. I thought we did everything right. Benzema was quiet that whole first half. Kanate I thought was unbelievable. I mean, it's nothing. It's not a big surprise to me, and it's not a big surprise to any of us this season. He's been unbelievable since he signed from Leipzig, and he'll only get better, which is even more special. So I look forward to seeing how he develops next season and the years after. He was fantastic. I thought Trent was pretty good against Vinicius Jr. I thought he defended him very well, and even then, when Trent had a bit of difficulties, Henderson was there to cover, as I expected him to do. So Salah, came back every once so often to help Trent out. So from a defensive point of view, brilliant. We snuffed out their main two threats, and they did not look like scoring in that first half, or creating anything for that matter. And then for us, we were excellent. Thiago, well, I'm very happy that he was able to play, and he looked completely fine. He didn't look like he was reserving himself whatsoever. He was back to his foot. He was playing at the level as we have seen so often this season, spraying passes left and right. Fabinho really good in that defensive midfield role, and then the front three. Mane really good again. Salah I thought was quite dangerous. He has obviously not been in the greatest form since AFCON, but he was good. He was creative. He was sharp. Looked like he could fashion an opening. And then Diaz, you never know, obviously with Diaz and the impact he's had since he's come in, and and how prolific he's been up against defenders. So again, good stuff from him. Not the best I thought, but good enough. And then the chances we created, Trent Alexander-Arnold putting those crosses in, Salah with that first chance at the near post, unbelievable by Courtois. Number one, that's the first chance. Number two, Mane. I mean, there's nothing more he can do. It's as simple as that. He gets the ball. He uses really good feet, really quick feet. Beats Militao. I think he beats Alaba. Really accurate shot. And Courtois, he just gets so low. And for a big guy, they say that, the bigger you are, the harder it is to get down quickly. And Courtois is a big man. I think he's like 6'5", maybe even 6'6". So yeah, he's no small man. And then to got down that low, that quickly, and get a really strong hand to put it onto the post. I mean, there's nothing more you can say or do that other than just applaud and say, wow, what a save, well done. And that's why I guess he's one of the best keepers in the world. So unbelievable from him. We should have been winning at halftime, created more chances. I think Salah had a header as well, which he put straight at Courtois. And I think got a few other good chances from long range too. So 0-0 at halftime. Well, before we go 0-0 at halftime, I want to talk about that goal, the one before halftime, where Benzema stuck the ball in after we didn't really clear our lines. Good ball over the top. That was onside, I think. That's what they didn't pull up for offside, and then Alisson does well, sort of. Kanate did, Kanate and Alisson getting each other's way. Then Benzema was able to stick it in from a few yards out. But for the life of me, I couldn't understand where the offside was. I thought the ball came off Fabinho. The last replay showed that it came off Fabinho. So for us, we got a bit lucky. Nice that we got some luck for once, especially against Real Madrid. But yeah, if Real Madrid lost that game, they would have gone back to that point, and they would argue the ball came off Fabinho, and if the ball came off a Liverpool player last, that means that means Benzema is onside. So fortunate in our situation to have gone level at halftime, but also unfortunate not to be winning because of the brilliance of Courtois. So into the second half was pretty much the same as the first. Us creating the chances, dominating possession, playing the ball, using the width, using the fullbacks, did everything right. But Courtois he was just always there. There was just even if he had half a Courtois in goal, I know that's already possible, but you know what I mean. You still probably wouldn't have scored. He was just in inspired form, and fair play to him, because he's the reason why they won it. So unbelievable for him in the second half. And then as for the goal we conceded, annoying. It is an annoying goal because, for one thing, actually, the build-up play to that goal was quite good. I thought Modric, when he received the ball, he had, I think, Fabinho and Thiago on that left channel trying to press him. So for him to have gone out of that situation, I mean, it's no surprise again, given the quality he has and the awareness and how he can pick a pass out pretty much 9 times out of 10. So nothing less than I expected. So to play that first pass, really good. I think Casemiro received it. He did very well again. Got it right to Valverde. And going into the game, when I saw that Real Madrid lineup, I was a bit surprised. With that choice of midfield, because I thought with our energy and with our intensity, we might have overpowered them. I knew Valverde would play because he can offer that energy and offer that pace that Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro can't. But I wasn't expecting him to start right wing. I thought Rodrigo would have started, given what he did in the last few rounds against Man City and against Chelsea. But Carlo, I mean, that's why he's a genius, right? He got his tactics absolutely spot on, and then that goal from the midfield three with their passing and the accuracy, it happened from that. Valverde on that right channel where he started the game, drove, and this is where the annoying part comes in again. Like for the goals we conceded against Villarreal, so many goals we conceded about not stopping the first cross, and that's what we didn't do again. I thought Fabinho might have got there a bit quicker. I think if Van Dijk, if he looks around and he sees there's only 2 players in the box and there's 2 defenders there, there's Trent there and there's Konate there, Van Dijk can maybe go over to Valverde and prevent the ball from coming in. But even then, Valverde, it's not a cross. I think he just hits it. He might obviously hits it, and with a bit of accuracy, he puts him to an area where someone could be there. But it's more of hope. It's more of expectation that our defender switches off and the left winger Vinicius Junior is there to react and stab the ball in from close range, and that's exactly what happened. So well done to Vinicius for reacting very quickly and getting on the end of the cross. Good finish as well, because it came in very quickly. So he controlled it very well and stuck it away expertly. But from our point of view, Trent switches off. It's as simple as that. He switched off, wasn't aware of his surroundings, and I'll always make the case for Trent that he's not a bad defender. He's not as bad as people make it out to be. But on this occasion, you can't really defend him. You've got to put your hands up and say he should have done better. Should have done more to should have been aware of where Vinicius was and just clear that ball away. It remains 0-0, and who knows? Maybe we do go on and get the goal and win the game. But even then, when he went 1-0 down, I thought the changes he made, I thought Firmino had a good cameo. He was involved in all the build-up, playing it left and right, the little passes that we all know he can do and was doing. I thought that was good. I thought Jota was quite lively. He tried to force things, tried to make runs into the box, take players on, and on a few occasions he got past one or two players, but they got a block in, or they got caught him in another save, and they got a bit of luck. But even then, we had that another big chance as well with Naby Keita, and I think that was the chance. He was edge of the area, had time, had space. The goal, okay, it wasn't open, but Courtois wasn't in a perfect position, and he just shanks it. He gets it horribly wrong, and that's what it was. Real Madrid had one chance, they take it. In fact, I think they only had one shot on target up until the 80th or 82nd or 83rd minute. I think they ended up with only 4 shots on target. But then those 3 only came after they were on the counter attack, and we had committed a lot of bodies forward. So for us, didn't take our chances, and that's left us. We're left to rue our missed opportunities. But even still, I cannot be angry. I cannot be sad. I cannot be disappointed. It's been an unbelievable campaign. It's been a campaign where at the beginning of the season I thought, okay, we've got us who, providing we keep our players fit, we will have a good chance of winning the title. And I thought, okay, we're not going to be favourites, but we can at least be in the conversation. I thought Man United would be there with how they did last season, finishing second, and then this summer adding in Varane, Sancho, Ronaldo. I thought this would take them to another level and make them even more competitive and give them a better chance of winning the league. Chelsea, similarly, winning the Champions League, kept pretty much the core of their players, and then added Lukaku, £100 million striker, unbelievable Inter Milan. And Thomas Tuchel in charge. I thought, okay, Chelsea could be the real deal. And then of course Man City, the champions, and Man City will always be up there no matter what. So going into the season, I thought, okay, let's try and stay in the race, stay in the title hunt, see where we are come March, April, May, and then hopefully we can win an FA Cup or a League Cup, just get our hands on some silverware. But to have gone from that expectation, the beginning of August, middle of August even, to have ended up with 2 trophies, something that I've never seen Liverpool do. I've only seen them win 1 trophy a season in the 11 years, 12 years I've been supporting them. And then to win 2 trophies, 92 points, winning 10 games in a row from mid-January to mid-April. A 3-month spell of winning every single Premier League match. 92 points. Salah winning the Golden Boot, Alisson winning the Golden Glove, Salah winning the Playmaker Award. Champions League final, some unbelievable records on the way. Beating Man United 5-0 and 4-0, and of course. The other record, the first British team to have won all 6 Champions League group stage matches. It's just been an unbelievable campaign, and it's so pleasing. It's really pleasing to see where we have come from under club, under the years of Rodgers, Dalglish, and Hodgson, to where we are now. And Klopp, he's a master of knowing what to say and how to say the right words when we are a bit low. Because don't get me wrong, I was a bit sad, I was a bit disappointed. I really thought we could have won the Champions League. I think that it was the case for all the Liverpool fans, that they were probably thinking the same thing. And had it not been for Courtois, we would have been lifting our 7th European Cup. But Klopp said, I think he said, where is the final next year? Istanbul. He said, book a hotel now. And that's exactly the words we need to hear. That confidence, that belief to know that next season we are going to be there again. We are going to be competing for the Premier League again. We'll be competing for the cups again. We'll be competing for the Champions League again. And I have no doubt. I have no reason to doubt him. No reason to doubt these players. I have no reason to doubt anything in this club, because they have run this club perfectly every single day since Klopp has come in. Minus the Super League debacle, but that was the fault of every owner. So the club will be there. The players most of the players will be there anyway, and there will be funds available in the summer. That's the biggest thing. There will be players coming in. There will be more refreshes to the team. Of course, Fabio Carvalho has already come in. We'll see how he does next season, and there will be more players coming in. So annoying, we didn't win Champions League. A little bit sad, but can't be too disappointed. It's still an unbelievable campaign. The parade today was wonderful, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad the parade went ahead, irrespective of what we did in the Champions League, whether we won it or not. The turnout was incredible, and I expect nothing less from the Liverpool fans. some, a lot of non-Liverpool fans will say our fans are rubbish, and the atmosphere at Anfield is rubbish, is dead, and it's just like a tourist club. But today shows exactly why we are one of the best fans in the world. To give that support after losing the Champions League final, after being a bit down and being a bit sad, but an unbelievable turnout. Hundreds of thousands were in the streets, with the flares and the singing. And the players were fantastic as well on there as well. Trent was laughing, smiling. Henderson, Salah, Mane, Klopp, Van Dijk, Pep Linders, all of them. They're all in high spirits, and that's exactly what you need. You need positivity, because if you dwell on your mistakes and you dwell on your errors, you'll never move forward. So great stuff today. It's great season, and roll on 22-23, and it's going to be another wonderful 12 months. But for now, that is it for the football. We're all done and dusted. I'm actually quite glad it's over now. I can find it's been a well, for us as Liverpool fans, 63 games every single week, every 3-4 days. It's been really demanding, and it's nice now to have a break for a couple of months, and we'll go again in August. But now, obviously, the most important things that will happen at the club is things off the pitch and in meeting rooms, in boardrooms, with things that involve players and involve transfer fees and involve wages. And of course, we mentioned Fabio Carvalho in the last episode. He's obviously coming in. And of course, we talked about the future of the front three. So Salah said he will be staying this summer, this season. Firmino the same. And Mane, we talked about, of course, whether he will be staying or not. It seemed at the time it looked like he would be leaving, and it might be his farewell, and he might want to say goodbye, and thank the club for, and thank the fans for everything that we did for him, and of course he did for us. And now it seems almost certain that he will be sold this summer. Fabrizio Romano reporting today that Mane has told the club, or has said, that he will be leaving Liverpool this summer. And wants a new adventure, and no qualms whatsoever. He's a Liverpool legend. He's one of the best players we've had in our history, in our entire history, in our Premier League history. Delivers so much, unbelievable performances in so many games, single-handed performances. I still remember the time when he tore Bayern Munich apart in their own ground. Sending Neuer for a hot dog, and scoring that unbelievable header. So he's done so much to this club, and he's one of the best. He will be one of the best. He'll be loved at Liverpool, and it will always be welcome back at Liverpool, even as a supporter. So if he goes, all the best to him. Thank you for everything he's done for the club, and just the best of luck. But of course, that means what kind of fee we'll get for him, who we could replace, and the possibilities of a new look front three, and of course that's with Mane looking like he will be gone this summer. It is now the end of an era. That front three, Firmino, Salah, Mane, looks like that will be over, and it's delivered so much success since 2017 when Salah completed that front three, and it's a bit sad. Of course, it is really sad. Seeing these players go. Even the likes of like Dejan Lovren and Adam Lallana and Alberto Moreno, even the lesser players who have obviously not been crucial to this club, but still been very important and still delivered good performances and important performances over the years. So when they left, it was sad. So for Mane leaving, it's even more sad, given how good he is and how great he's been this season. So yeah, obviously a sad situation, but we got to move on, right? You got to sell these players, you got to replace the squad, and you go again. So from what I'm hearing, I think the club want roughly £35 million for him, which, of course, I think it's a little bit undervalued. I know, of course, he's got a year left on his contract, and that means he is available for a lesser price. But even then, I felt we could have got maybe 50, maybe 60 million for him, because he's still at the top of his game. 20 odd goals again in all comps this season, and winning the cups and winning AFCON as well for his country. I really thought, we could have got a little bit more money for him, but if we are to get 30, 35 mil for him, still more than good enough, still, a decent amount of money. And then the players we could obviously sign for that, whether we sign like someone like a direct replacement who can play in that central position, and play that false nine, remains to be seen. Whether we go for someone like a Jared Bowen and, adapt him to a new role, whether he comes in and becomes a new false nine, or he comes in and plays on the right and Salah plays in the middle, or something like that, remains to be seen. But Bowen, of course, will be one of the names that will be talked about over the summer. it's been I think 2 years now of rumors. You know, we were linked to them last summer, and those rumors are now intensified over the course of this season, and will look to get even more intense over the next weeks and months. Especially, of course, with West Ham. You know, unfortunately for their season, how it ended. You know, not winning the Europa League, therefore not qualifying for the Champions League, and also not qualifying for the Europa League next season when they finish seventh. So, of course, they'll still be playing in Europe, which is fantastic for a club like them. You know, they should. You know, in reality, they shouldn't even be playing in Europe. But David Moyes has done an unbelievable job. But that, of course, bodes well for us. You know, someone like Bowen, who I think deserves to be playing Champions League football, has got the quality. You know, has done it in the numbers this season, and you know, has been a real standout player for the club. So he'll of course he'll be linked very heavily over the next few months. And then other players like Darwin Nunez, of course, has been linked I think a few times. He could be coming in as an option, and someone I think who I wouldn't mind as well, because he's quite versatile. Can play in a central figure, can play on the left, and you know, obviously the most important thing, still very young, and you know, has a lot of time and a lot of room for improvement, which is, you know, a really important thing. But then on the flip side, whether we want to get someone experienced, you know, I think Lewandowski has said he wants to leave as well. So, you know, I actually wouldn't mind that. You know, just a straight swap deal. Give us Lewandowski. They can take Mane. And, you know, in fact, that's something we could, you know, might potentially be beneficial for us, you know, to have an actual out-and-out striker. Because as good as we are good at in scoring goals, as many as goals we've scored over the last, well, ever since Klopp has come in, you know, we score so many in all competitions. We've still never had a real proper number 9 striker. You know, Divock Origi and Daniel Sturridge were the last two actual out-and-out finishers that we had at the club, but now, you know, obviously they're both gone. So for someone like Lewandowski potentially coming in, I wouldn't be against that. I know he's like 32, I think. So it wouldn't be a long-term option. Maybe, you know, give him a 2-year contract, something like that. But it'll be interesting to see how he does. Of course, Klopp knows him very well, having, you know, signed him from Lech Poznan when Klopp was Dortmund's manager. So, you know, great relationship there. And Lewandowski's always talked about Klopp, and you know how he really looks up to him, and you know, it's almost like a father figure to him. So great relationship there. And I'm sure Klopp, you know, wouldn't, you know, he's obviously got that thing there where he doesn't really work with all players again, which I can see why, because you want to work with some new players because it'll be exciting. But at the same time, to sign a player like Lewandowski and to have that goal ability and goal quality that he's able to offer, it might be too good to turn down. So, well, it wouldn't. Yeah, it's obviously not really a concrete or anything, and there's no real serious rumors, but one that maybe we could keep an eye out over the next weeks and months. So Mane looks like he'll be going. Great, best of luck to him. He's been unbelievable for us, and you know, hopefully we can get as much money as possible. So it's going to be an interesting summer, won't it? It's going to be a lot. I think a lot's going to happen over the summer with Liverpool. I think there'll be a lot of players going out. Of course, we know, obviously Mane is definitely going to be going. Origi's definitely has gone. I reckon in midfield there might be a few changes as well. I think there's like a few fringe players who might want to leave the club. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Taki Minamino. And a few others who might want to leave the club to get more first team football. So I feel a big summer ahead, an exciting summer ahead, and you know, it's been an unbelievable campaign. You know, I'll say it one more time. It's been wonderful to support this club and to experience the experiences that we've had over the season. And there's only going to be more. That's the best part. And you know, after yesterday, I you know, obviously being a bit down, but the one thing we should never forget, and we should be really, really grateful for, is that we've got 4 more years of Jurgen Klopp. So that means 4 more years of cup finals, 4 more years of Premier League title races, 4 more years of Champions League runs, and 4 more years of more trophies. So future's good, exciting future, and let's hope for the best. But anyways, that sums up the 2021-22 season. A great season, and let's see what 22-23 brings. That is all we got for today. We'll be back again, of course, you know, over the next couple of weeks or so, when there's more transfer rumors we're talking about, and when there's more, you know, like Liverpool stories that'll be worth talking about as well. But anyways, hope you will enjoy this podcast, and hope you will enjoy this season, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.